Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do an install video on this Injen air intake system for a 2023 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack. So it's going to be a quick install. Like I said, not a lot of tools needed, not a lot of knowledge as far as installations go. It's going to be a step-by-step, but enough talking, let's get to it. So if your engine looks like this one, then this is the video that you've been looking for. If it doesn't, skip on to the next video. Sorry for it being so dirty. We have been having some rainy, dusty weather here. So yeah, usually it looks a lot better than this. All right, so real quick, you're gonna have this screw right here, which you're gonna have to take off. And then you're gonna have your clamps. You're gonna have clamp here and this one to the throttle body. And you're gonna have to remove this bad boy right here, which is gonna be one of your sensors and then one of your vacuum hoses right here. Okay, so all this will have to be removed. But remember to remove this part as well. Okay, that's gonna just make it easier for this vacuum line right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. What you're gonna need to get this job done is an 8 mil, okay? I don't know if you guys can really see it, but it's gonna be right there, an 8 millimeter. And I always like using the extension. I said it's gonna be a quick, simple one, nothing huge. So once you get this, you're good to go. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and what I like doing is I like putting them right here in this little, I guess you could say coffee cup or little area. Just put it right here so that way there's no way of it rolling out, and right here it's pretty safe. So next thing we're gonna do is go to the clamps. These, just to go ahead and loosen them up. Once you loosen them up, what happens is that these slide out. If they're the factory ones, you just need to turn them and they slide right out. So the next thing we have to look at is gonna be right here is the sensor. All right, so we just want to make sure, be real careful with this one. You don't want to break it or something, because then that's going to just totally just ruin your day. Once you do that, there's going to be a little push right there. Push this one down and then just push up. Comes off right easy. Okay, really good. So the next thing we want to do, let's go ahead and remove this bad boy right here. All it is a pull up and pull up. Once it comes up, be real gentle with it. Take your time. You know, you don't want to end up breaking anything. And it comes right off, just like that. All right, so on the next thing, what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and remove this hose line right here, which is leading over to your engine oil. Okay, so it's just a quick, just like that, and boom, there it is. Okay, it's an easy removal. Same thing over here. Just move it upwards for right now. You know, it's kind of tight in here, so you don't want to play too much with it. But once you remove it, there you go. So we got this screw off right here. We got our clamps and we got our sensor. So once you remove that, then after that, from there, it's just removing it completely. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I already got this nice and loose. So what I'm gonna do is put this accordion tube back just like that, and look at that. I didn't even use too much, you know, force. Pull it up, kind of wiggle around with it. You're gonna have to play with it just a tad, nothing major, and boom, comes right out. As you can see, I already have the tube right here that leads into the intake system. All right, not sure if you can use this, but we'll find out right now. But once you remove it, you just, there you go. It comes out as a whole. Move that over to the side. Next thing we got is this right here, which is gonna be the accordion itself. I already loosened up this area. How I said again, if it's the factory one, you just counterclockwise, and there it goes. Comes right off, as you can see. This part you are gonna need, all right? So this part, make sure that you're gonna take this off, which is gonna be the sensor, as you can see right in there. That sensor you're gonna need, so be careful with this part as it's super expensive you break it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just remove this over here, and there you have your empty compartment, which is ready for the next install. Okay, so here we are. This is how the Injen intake came in the factory box. So I directly got it from Injen Technology. I bought this with my own money. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them in any way. So I'm not like saying this is the best intake for you. Okay, so it's up to you what you really want to buy, but this is what I chose to go with. And the reason why is that I asked ChatGPT, and this overall was the best outcome for my my Dodge Challenger. So this is what I went with. But let's unbox it real quick. This is actually what comes in the box. Like I said, it's not a lot. So here's the main tubing area. Very nice. You can see it comes right here, says Injen on it, really engraved. Pretty cool. Your filter. The box, which is going to be really cool because again, it has like a nice little window. Instructions and couplings and tubing. So that's what it comes with. Pretty simple. And then next thing what you're going to want to do is this part right here. All right, what you're going to do is again grab it, pull it out, put it over to the side, and you're good to go. All right, so just like I said, with the part that you just got off of the intake, this little part right here, what you're gonna wanna do is this right here where there's like this hole, all you're gonna do is grab it, slap it in there, make sure that it's good and flushed, and that's its new home right there. So you're good to go as far as that goes. Sorry, I hit my camera, but that's where that goes. So the next thing that you're gonna wanna remove is this part right here. This part, there's no twist or lock or anything like that, but it does have some good, I guess, suction to it, I guess, where it comes in here. So all you're gonna wanna do is grab it. Don't wiggle it around like this, or, you know, it can break and we don't want that. So just grab it from the thickest part, which is right here, okay? And you're just gonna wanna twist it just slightly and slightly. What you're gonna do is just right here. And voila, comes right off. There you go, okay? Just by taking it off right here, if you look on the inside of it, right there, you can see that there's a little bit of where you do have to, I guess, twist it after all, just slightly. And it comes right off. Alrighty, so that part, do not discard, keep it. Everything else is gonna be factory, so everything else we can go ahead and just, let's move this part, keep this part. Okay, now we got this part, which is gonna be actually the engine or the aftermarket right here. And that's where this part's gonna go, which is right here. But as you can see, it's too big of a hole, right? Doesn't fit. So inside of the box, we have this part. If you turn it around, there it is. That part is gonna go installed on that part right here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so it's out of the package. That's the part that comes with it right there. Okay, so it's gonna take a little bit of squeezing room, a little bit of power. Slap it right in there. Let's make sure, and voila. Just like that, my gentleman. Goes right in here. You can see there it is right there. Okay, once that part's good to go, all right, it's in there nice and tight. Just make sure. All right, should be nice and flush in there. What I like to do, because it does come from a factory, you are gonna have dust and probably some stuff in there. Just get yourself a towel real quick, clean it up. You know, make sure anything that's loose in there, you know, comes right off. Man, smooth, look at that. Cool. Okay, so once this is installed, you're gonna get your sensor. As you can see on the sensor itself, right here, there's gonna be this little, if you can see it right there. Okay, that's gonna be pretty much the stop point of how deep it can go. All right, so when you put it in, just make sure it goes up to there. Don't go beyond there or try and, you know, break this little part, because then after that, it's gonna have a lot of play. So, just goes right in there just like that. All right, and then after that, you're just gonna make some love to it, and there you go. Voila. Just make sure it's nice and flush. I didn't, as you can see, I didn't put like a lot of pressure on it, but it's on there. I like stuff always facing upwards because I'm able to see everything that I'm working with. Okay, so that's my preference, is just to keep it around, you know, upwards. So that way it's gonna be just like this. All right, but man, it looks good. So far, so good. And that's what the inside looks like. Next thing, so now we have this right here. Here we go. That's awesome. I love seeing stuff like this under an engine compartment. I think it looks real classy, real cool, you know, and it shows people what you're working with. And of course you got your clamps. This is gonna go connected to the throttle body itself. As you can see, it says engine right here, and it's gonna go connected just like so. So what we're just gonna do is go ahead and slap it on there, just like so. All right, don't tighten anything yet, as of yet. But how I said, that's where it's gonna go, just like that. Me, I am a huge, huge stiffler for how stuff looks under the hood. So I wanna keep it clean. You wanna, you know, keep it just nice and uniformed. How I said, just, boom, there it goes, just really nice. All right, but before moving on, now we're gonna get our aftermarket engine intake system box. Has this right here, this plastic. Do not try and pull it off just like that. As you can see in here, there are some screws that if you break it off, that's it, it's game over. Might as well just buy yourself a new box, which is another $300–400. All you're gonna do, okay, there's some tape right there. All right, we're gonna rip the tape, or we're gonna rip the plastic, and then you can either pull it out this way, or what we can do, let's go ahead, just like so. I'm gonna tear it just like this. Voila, it's off. Grab it, and just like that, boom, good to go. Okay, so it does have some slits right here. It's not a completely sealed, which I'm not sure why, but I mean, don't ask, don't tell, right? So we'll just keep it like that. Next thing we're gonna wanna do down here. Okay, this right here comes with, or the kit itself comes with these right here. So let's go ahead and install, how I said, just this part right here. So we're gonna wait for the short one. Let's go ahead and get the long one. So it's a quick, simple one. I'm gonna start from right here. You can see on the inside, there's kind of like a little, I guess you could say like a little clamp right there. But you can go ahead and put it whichever way you like. I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. And we'll start at one edge, just like so. You're gonna curve with it. And there it is, it's on, just like so. Now we're gonna get the small one, and this one's a simple one. Just slap it on right there. All right, if you wanna play with the other one, just to make sure you got it nice in there. All right, just make sure that it's nice and clamped in there, and make sure that this one's nice and clamped. All right, so you're good to go. as far as that one goes, that's it, completely installed. Okay, so next is going to be the filter install. The filter is pretty huge. That's pretty good, as you can see. I mean, my hands aren't like super huge, you know, but it just shows the good size of it that you're going to have on there. It's going to go into this bad boy right here. The cool thing about Injen is what they invented, or what they patented, is the twist and lock system, which if you look right here, you can see there's grooves on the intake system or the filter, which locks into there. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And I think Injen, great job on this. I think that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and put it right in here. Or yeah, let's do it right here. I want you guys to get a good view of this. And it's gonna slip right in. So at first, when you put it in like this, you're gonna have a little twist and play on it. So let's go ahead and just look for that sweet spot. There you go, it's falling right in. It fell right in. What you're gonna do is now twist it just a slap, and it's locked. There you go. It makes sure it's nice and flush, but it's locked in. So you can see it's not going anywhere. That's in there really nice. So great job, Injen, I like that. Okay, so now that we got everything as far as this goes, so now we have our box system, which is the main housing of the intake. As you can see, looks pretty cool. You can see right here, it has that window where you can look inside. All right, so that's ready to rock and roll. Then we have our throttle body housing connection, which is right here. Once again, this is already installed, ready to rock and roll. And that part's gonna go right here. All right, just like this. So let's go ahead, put that over to the side. And then we were talking about this part, which is gonna be the part that I had from the Hellcat airbox. It does fit on the aftermarket. I'm not sure if it's gonna actually fit into the housing back here, but hey, let's give it a try. So like I said, that part goes right here, which is going to be right here. Okay, so that part will go connected to the box, and then after that, from there, as you can see, it should have an outlet right there directly into the airbox. So that's what we're shooting for with that part. Now let's see if it works. Okay, so how I said, it goes just right there. It comes off, connect it. There's like a little groove, as you can see, and it locks into place right there. Okay, so in order to manage this, what you're gonna have to do is go in sideways, just like so. Sideways. And then after that, what you're gonna have to do, of course, you're gonna have to play around with it, make sure that it goes in, and there you go, connects right in. So it looks like it works, awesome. All right, guys, so one thing before we continue the install, it looks like it's gonna be way easier to make sure that you have everything connected together. Make sure everything's loose though first. Don't tighten anything up. Everything's nice and loose before we completely install it. So it has to be one complete install, which is gonna make it like 50 times easier, and it's gonna save you guys the frustration. All right, so let's go ahead and install it now. You're gonna go at an angle, all right? Put it right in there and make sure everything lines up. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, is make sure everything lines up. Right here in the throttle body. And then remember down below right here, you're gonna have to find that little entry hole. Okay, make sure that it does fit in there. Okay, so here we go. This does take patience, guys, so don't rush it. Alrighty, so like I said, just play around with it. Patience, take that patience. You don't want to break anything. Make sure everything's nice and seated. you know, play around with it, wiggle it around a little bit, make sure, okay, cool. Everything lines up right here. You want to make sure that that screw line or that screw hole is lined up. Okay, as you can see, I still have a lot of room to play with. Make sure that this part, you're gonna want to have it make sure that it's up against the throttle body. Throttle body has those little grooves right here where they're pushed up. Make sure that those are nice and tight around it. Okay, then you're gonna get your clamp, move it back up. Same thing with this clamp, move it back up, and just make sure everything is nice and lined up, you know, pretty much the way that you want it to look. I said I want everything to be visible so people know that exactly what I have there. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna want as far as my setup goes, the way it looks. All right, and at this point, what you're gonna wanna do is grab your hose. I thought my kit came with it, but it didn't. So just get your hose from the airbox that already comes with it. And that's the one that already goes connected to this part right here. All right, it's a simple install, and you know, I like that it still has that factory sticker there. All right, so let me move this part just so that way it's out of the way. Goes connected right here, slides right in just like so. Connect it right in there, boom, done. All right, get your connection once again, connect it right here, only goes one way, and it's a simple snap. There you go. So the install is done at this point. Everything's nice and tight. You know, you're good to go as far as that one is. And all we need to do is put that cover back on and clean up the engine compartment. Make sure that nothing is left behind. You know, you don't want anything falling in there. It's like all my tools, and you know, I always keep this right here, which is, I like calling it the claw, or it is called the claw, one of those, just in case anything does fall into the engine bay. We all know that if we've ever lost anything in there, it's gone. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. So just always have one of these handies. Push it down here just like this, and those little claws come out. You can find these at AutoZone or any place like that, and they come in super handy, because especially if something falls down there, you know, you can go down there, reach it, these little claws open up and it grabs it. And I mean, those claws are strong, so it ain't gonna escape once you actually hang on to it. Okay, last but not least, I always like to, if you know, a sticker comes with anything that I order, I always like to put the finishing touches. So I got a little bit of rubbing alcohol here. Again, I'm so sorry about my engine compartment, how dirty it is. It's just, ticks me off. But anyways, so just get yourself a rag, clean it up right here, just like so. Alrighty, pretty much anywhere you want. And this is where I'm gonna do it, just because it's so close to the intake itself. I'm gonna spray a little bit on the rag and clean it up right there, because this is where I'm gonna put the sticker. Okay, just right there. And basically what the rubbing alcohol does is just so that way the sticker can actually stick on super well. There's no dust or anything like that. I'm just gonna mess up the sticker or stop it from sticking. And this is what comes with that intake. Like I said, it's a nice little touch, and it tells you like all that little nice little stuff right there. Power flow, 50 state emissions, performance upgrade. So it's good to go. So this is what I'm gonna put here. I mean, the rubbing alcohol dries off pretty quick. So once you actually get it there, it's nice and dry. Peel that bad boy off. And there you go. There she is. That completed the install. It's inside and looks awesome, as you can see. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it and you thought it was, you know, good or a-okay, you know, give me those thumbs up, and I'll be sure to post some more videos just like this. Thanks guys, and you have a good one.